let's blast off yet again. Blast off and strike the evil Baidu Empire, and this time on the Game Boy in glorious monochrome. Oh yes, you're probably aware I do like R-Type quite a bit. I'm trying to cover it, I think, on every port. So this is the Game Boy version. Lovely little picture of Dobkeratops there. That's the same graphic that appeared on many different ports, including the Amstrad version, and I believe the PC Engine version as well. But off we go, and it's the same old situation. They've condensed the screen down a bit so it will fit on the Game Boy's screen, and it's not bad at all. It's actually probably graphically superior to the rather average Amstrad version, so it's definitely on par with the Spectrum version. Not bad for something that fits in your pocket, and all the usual patterns and enemies are still there. A little bit of a modification to certain things. For instance, the power-up orb there has got a number on it. I suppose it's numbered in a way that shows you the level of the power-up to the Force, which is on the front of the ship, as we know and love. Fire button, obviously, charge it down, hold it down to charge the beam up, and the other button obviously releases the Force and brings it back to you. That's pretty much it. It's R-Type. And it's, well, the Game Boy version is not bad. It's quite faithful to the original format. Certainly the level design is there. It's trying to pull things off that are pretty tricky for the Game Boy to do, I think. For instance, reflective lasers there, a little bit flickery, and the sprite count is reduced, certainly, in pieces like this, where the caterpillars are spinning around. There's only, seven segments there. There's multiple segments on different versions, and it does suffer from a bit of slowdown as well, unfortunately. A little bit, quite a bit of sprite flicker, quite a bit of slowdown, which is a bit of a pity. The ghosting is actually not too bad on R-Type on the Game Boy on this one. You can't really notice on obviously the capture, because this is emulated, of course. But I do have the original on the Game Boy itself, and rest assured, the ghosting isn't that bad at all. However, the slowdown it gets annoying sometimes. It's pretty inconsistent. And the sprite flicker, again, that doesn't show up too badly on the Game Boy itself. That is actually probably enhanced viewing it through an emulator like this. So this came out quite late in the R-Type series. R-Type came out originally in the arcades in '87, and the Game Boy version came out in 1991. So 4 years after the arcade, 2 years after the Amstrad version, which came out in '89, along with a lot of other versions that came out in 1989. Dobkeratops here looking rather smaller than normal. A lot of concessions have been made. Boom, we got him quickly. But you have to beat him in a completely different way on the Game Boy version as well. Unlike on the arcade, PC Engine, Master System, Amstrad Spectrum, all them versions. You can beat Dobkeratops by launching the Force into his belly. I suppose you could do that with this, but it's just easier just to shoot him, because you appear to be able to shoot through his tail. But there we go. Like I said, a lot of concessions have been made, I think, to fit the action in. So the sprite count is definitely lower, and the size of some of the sprites, they're quite impressive, the little mutant monsters there. The little eyeballs are back again. And with this, obviously stage 2 can get busy, so it does slow down considerably sometimes. Your R9 actually is manoeuvrable pretty well. Very responsive. It's nice and responsive. It needs to be, because it's R-Type and it's a bullet hell shooter. So you definitely need to have good responses. Oh, sugar. And my responses were crap there, because I just crashed into the wall because I didn't. No, I'm not paying attention. Overbug. Anyway, it's not bad. But what it is, if you're an R-Type fan, you're gonna love it. In handheld, in your palm of your hand. I suppose they've done their best with the monochrome graphics here. I think they have. I think they've done a very good job. It's quite detailed. Taken away, obviously, no colour. It's very detailed and, like I said, very faithful. It's slightly succinct. I think it's been cut down a bit. The levels certainly seem a little bit shorter. And like I said, the bosses behave slightly differently as well. Stage 3, which we're not going to see because I'm going to end it up to stage 2. Is tiny. The mothership is tiny compared to the original, and as you can see, the heart snake here, almost a third of the size of what the real snake is. But these are again just restrictions of the Game Boy's hardware, I suppose. this is the same sort of situation. Same method of killing this one actually. Similar anyway, just crouch down by the eye and blow the mother away. Another thing came out for the Game Boy which was interesting was a Japan only release. It was an RPG which featured the R9 and several of the other familiar characters in the R-Type game. And that was Shiraku Sentai Irem Fighter. That rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? That was released in '93, and that featured R-Type, Mr. Heli, Ninja Spirits, and Hammering Harry, if you will. Wonder what he does. Does he hammer? Maybe. But as for R-Type on the Game Boy, it's okay. It's not going to blow your mind. It's a serviceable port, should we say. I think it's superior to the Amstrad. You won't hear me say that much because it's a little bit more playable. And it certainly scrolls very smoothly as well. But there we go, Boss 2 is done and I'll leave it there. So that's R-Type on the Nintendo Game Boy. Cheers, have a good one. Novabug, out.